everyone. I'm back. Me and my tormentor. Yeah, so hey Swans, hey Zex. So yeah, I've decided to jump right in and make some more drastic changes to the way this works. I'm basically gonna gut the whole thing and change all of the macros. You know, it's not like what I'm changing is a release version of something or anything like that. It's basically found on the internet type thing. But it just does not have logic. What's going on there? Okay, that's going on there. It's not a very yeah. So, but yeah, let's look. Let's take a look. Let me see here. I did. Okay, so last night we started the stream at 5. I popped open a Red Bull and it sat there till 7. So at 7 o'clock, I gulped down the large-sized Red Bull. So yeah, I was up till 3 in the morning looking through all this, and I know my way around it pretty good now. I know what I want to change. I know the way I want to do things rather than the way they're doing things. Yeah. So let's go look. Let's go look. Here we go. Huh? Look at that. I'm all green. Why am I all green? Kind of green. Why am I green? Look green. Let me see if I can. What makes green? Ooh, that's why I'm green. Zero. Okay, not green anymore. Kind of red. Okay, so yeah. Let's start at the beginning. What I've changed so far. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but it is a little. So I've pulled out all the virtual end stops. Huh? Get it? I pulled out all the. No, never mind. I've completely changed the way the selector works, the color selector, as you can see. I don't know the logic behind this, but I'm not going to question it, whatever. I just don't understand the logic. It was doing what it was supposed to do when it was what it was, but I didn't like it. Infos, I left all that. I haven't touched anything here. This is where things start to change, as you can see. The first thing that really got me was last night, temperatures were randomly jumping around. You can't have temperatures randomly jumping around on a hot end. In most cases, they jumped down. Which, you'd set it to 210 and you'd look back and it would be, oh, it's at 27. Why is it at 27? Or the opposite. You'd have it shut off and then you'd go to do something and then suddenly, boom, the temperature on your device is at 50 some degrees. So what was actually happening there was this. It calls pause. So I was doing something on the device. Something went wrong. It immediately calls pause and goes in and it sets the extruder temperature. So it stores the extruder temperature as it is right now. So you fire up your printer, you turn on the heater, and you click, or you don't turn on the heater. You don't turn on the heater at all. You do this, and suddenly this thing stores the value of whatever the temperature of the hot end is right now in this variable. When you come back later and unlock this, it goes in and it runs code that says, hey, let's heat up the extruder M109S blah 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 to that temperature that I just stored, or that I stored whenever that happened. An hour ago, 10 minutes ago, 30 seconds ago, whenever that pause happened, let's heat the heater up or cool the heater down to whatever temperature that was at right now. So that's what was happening there. So obviously I have gutted that. That doesn't exist anymore. So that's not gonna happen. The other thing, so don't change the timeouts. Like, don't mess with the timeouts. Why are you messing with my timeouts? I got my printer set up. I've got timeouts set up. Why are you setting timeouts? Okay, so, and again, don't disable the heater. I hate that. I guess, you know, you're not gonna leave a multicolor print like that and pause. Let pause take care of the things that pause takes care of. Don't mess with the things that already work. So that's where we got to there. Nothing. I'm not going to talk about any of this quite yet. I'm going to move down to the very end. Okay, so home MMU only. Obviously requires filament. No, it does not require filament. No filament. Move the idler, home the color selector. That's home only. Now, then there's prime to Pinda. I was gonna, yeah, I'm gonna change the name to that. I'm gonna say push to Pinda. We're gonna push. What are they calling it here? See, they got load filament to Pinda. I'm using that actually. So we've basically got a push to Pinda call that we can say, okay, push to Pinda number 2, and it will go and it'll load the second one. So this is what we got. Let's save and restart. Wow, I'm still connected. I'm amazed. I truly am. I am amazed. So what happens when we click the buttons? Home only. Ta-da! Home only. What a concept. Okay, so now push to Pinda. Value. What are we gonna push here? We'll push on 1. What's gonna happen? It's gonna move to 1. It's gonna push filament to the Pinda. The light's gonna go out. Light went out. Then it's going to pull the filament back from the pinda. It's going to fail. No, you know, and that's it. That's it. What just happened? Okay, so it failed. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on, but I really don't feel as though I should have to take the machine apart in order to figure that out. Right? So we need a way to pull filament out. We need a way to pull filament back in. Load and unload. Right? So before I do anything else, I don't mean load filament to pinda, I don't mean any of these things. I mean load filament in tool 3 or unload the filament from tool 3. Right? So let's just build those right now. Where am I? There I am. So, first we want to create a couple of things to store here. Let's not do that. We'll just call it filament load length. And let's say we want to roll the filament in, I don't know, I don't even know if these are in millimeters or what these are in rotations. These are probably in millimeters. So let's go with 30 millimeters. What? That's into load length is 120. Yeah, let's go with 30. And now we'll also create filament unload length, and I'm just going to make that 300. I'm going to get rid of all this crap. We're going to get rid of all this because, you know, why that's even there. But whatever. Okay, so our first macro. Pipe. Load filament. And basically all we want to do is roll the selector to that tool. Yeah, we want to select the tool. And then I don't think I need to do that. Case matters. So that we're gonna select the tool, And then we're gonna roll the motor forward. I'm gonna have to manual stepper, selector stepper, move. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Something like that. So manual stepper, selector stepper. No, we want gear stepper. Where'd it go? Where's my code? And we're gonna load from the variables, not from the color selector, but we're gonna load this value. All right, so that's going to load, move that distance. And now we're not just going mad here. If the unit's paused, we're not going to do this, because that would be dumb. So yeah, we're going to select the tool, load the filament in. So our next one is to unload the filament. We're not going to select the tool. If we're calling unload filament, we have to assume that it's loaded and pinched already. Or why would we be calling unload filament? Right? There'd be no point. Right. So, and then we're just going to move negative on the unload distance, which should roll the filament out. And I'm going to change this to MMU and MMU unload and load. I don't see any problems with that logic. Of course, if it's not homed, we don't want to do it either. There is that. Well, except in the case of the unload, maybe we need to force this. But yeah, I'm going to put a home filter in here because, of course, on the load, it matters. So basically, now we're saying if it's paused, don't do this. If it's not homed, don't do this. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is home it. Homed. So what's loaded here? What's pinched? Number one is pinched. Okay, so let's go MMU, unload, filament, filament. Filament. You know what? I'm going to change the parameter to just T. All right, tool T equals 1. That way I don't have to go value every time. Let's unload 0. Now this is either going to shoot filament straight to the machine or do nothing at all. It did nothing. It did nothing. Why nothing? Oops. Whoa. Okay, so we might need like a pause. We might need to pause in front of the load. But I also want to know why 0 didn't move. I need to another thing I need? I need Yay, it's working. Sorry. Okay, so unload filament from 0. No motor go. Motor no go. No motor? Why no? I have an idea. Oh. Okay. So I don't know why I sent the value, the parameter, not using it. It's the load that I need to do that on. So we want filament load 1. Okay, I'm really kind of confused now, because you know, if I type out the things, if I type them out, will it work? Okay, I'm kind of confused. So if I type this, oh, I know what's going on. I'm not even thinking. This is what's screwing it up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm screwing it up, of course. Again. Gee, if I wasn't here, this would already be done. Okay. Let's do a home only. Okay. Load filament into filament receptacle numero uno. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's going on? What? MMU load filament value equals 1. Yeah, that's exactly what we need to hear. Isn't it? Oh, maybe I should like, you know, maybe put in some failure messages. That's something that might help. You know, messaging matters. MMU not equal to -1, then do this. This is not 0, is paused. So paused basically is not paused. Is not. Oh yeah. What? No. Okay. I just scrolled down to see where I copied it from. I'm like, no, that logic's backwards. Okay, I don't need to look at this anymore. I need to look at this. Oh. No. This is what I see. What's it talking about? Is that what it's talking about? Didn't like the equal to 0? It didn't like the equal to 0. Okay, I'll have to look and see what's required there. It's not like I know Python or anything. I'm just, you know. Just trying to break some pieces of plastic I printed earlier. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay, let's give this another shot. Okay, so let's try load filament on 1. Arrow evaluating G-code macro. Variable object has no attribute. Variable filament load length. Really? Really? I'm pretty sure it should be good here. Huh? It feels though shouldn't be a problem. That maybe. Don't need that. I don't know. If I make it up long enough, I'll be a professional. Save 32 cents on end stock. Not really, not really. There's more to it than that. Oh, yay. Internal error. Nice. I've never caused one of those before. Okay. Select tool. What would you do if I ran it again? MMU not homed. So that worked. Okay, so let's just troubleshoot this in a very simple way. If I comment out the actual movement of the motor, does everything go kapooey? Is it me? Am I at fault? Basically, I'm asking. Did I do that? Gotta be a better way. I'll figure that out. Yes. Okay, so it's crashing it, not me. Okay, so if I go and type that in by myself, does the thing happen? I've turned sensorless homing off. I'm going the Prusa way. Yeah. Not messing around right now. I don't want to be, that's not my concern at all. Sensorless homing does not matter until printing can occur. I don't know. Select tool 1. Not homed. Okay, that... Select. Yeah? Huh? Really? 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 So what about other places in here where it goes select tool? How is it doing it? Oh, is this all you're complaining about? This you're complaining? I forgot to do a type conversion from string to integer, and you're going, I don't know, I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna explode, make fire. Okay. Yay! Yay! So, missing type conversion, bad. Which, of course, yeah, of course it is. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. Yeah, missing type conversion is not a, yeah. It seems it just needs it where it needs it, and it doesn't need it where it doesn't need it type thing. It's not like, oh, you got to have type conversions on all your calls or anything like that. You just need them on some of them, the right ones, and that happened to be the right one. But I understand what's going on there. Okay, so we made it through that. We're select tool, we're load tool 1. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought bad things happened. Undefined error. Object has no attribute. Value. Yes. Yes, I know. Value has no attribute. It's an unknown error. Ah, what do you mean? Until I put that in there, value was just fine. Things happen, but now you're like, no, no, no value. There's no value here. There's no value in this G-code macro. No value at all. It has no attribute. I don't think this is it either. I thought this was a problem before, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. And maybe everywhere needs type conversion, not just the somewheres. Okay, here we go again. You notice it's nowhere near as bad anymore after the rewrite. It's bad, but it's not anywhere near as bad. You like lose your filament again? Well, I guess who cares if it's going to crash the machine. Error evaluating G-code macro. Undefined error. Dict object has no attribute. Value. Value has no attribute. Don't get it. Like, am I not doing the same thing here? Really? You know, am I not? Push to Pinda. Select the tool. Value. Value has no attribute. Maybe it is case sensitive. Maybe. I don't know. Could be. But then that doesn't make sense why it would work. When I comment out the other line. Ready? The music of MMU. Done? I think it's done. Now it has a problem with variable filament load length. Value is fixed. Don't get it. I don't understand. Oh, that's because I put an int on it again. Oh my God. Oh. I understand. I understand. Value, int. Variable filament load length, not int. Is this gonna work? If there's anything left of it. Like, yeah, I'm home now. Unable to parse. I don't get it. I do not understand. Of course, if I understood, I wouldn't have done it in the first place. So there. Unable to parse. All right. Ha, I'll show you. Actually, I'll show me. Not like that, I won't. There. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay. Yeah, it's not there. No wonder it's unable to parse it. Like, what's different? Not what I want to highlight. Like, this is literally the same line. Manual, stepper, gear, move, stop on end stop, of course. Just take the actual line that moves the gear. Well, we'll take that line. Of course, it's not parsing that at all, so I don't know how it's going to parse it suddenly now. Manual stepper, gear stepper, move. I let it run from at 500 minus 500, and it ran for like almost a minute. So I think 30 should do it. So again, I don't see what could possibly be wrong. Hey Bert. Yeah, I'm dug back in, taking a different approach. An approach that doesn't include Red Bull. Well, it doesn't yet. It might still. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. So it moves, it does but then it goes unable to parse. Twice. It says it twice. Why does it say it twice? I don't know. I don't understand. If it knows is paused is 1 and it knows home is -1, variables are being set properly. So why does it not know? You know what? Maybe it's like, oh, those are too long. I don't know. I just don't know things. Oh, okay, so we'll try it again. Filament load length is not a valid section. Well, not valid to who? Huh? How do you get to decide who's valid? How is it not valid? Suddenly. Filament load length. Oh, I understand now. Doesn't know what that is. So obviously my theory is dumb. It is a valid member of G-code macro, blah, 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 blah. Right? That macro? That G-code macro? Huh? How did me changing it from... Filament load length is not a valid section in G-code macro bar MMU2S. Restart firmware. You take your firmware and restart it. Restart it up your CPU. Okay, so let's take a look. I don't understand. I don't understand how changing that. So it did, oh, maybe everything needs to have variable in front of it. Is that a rule? Nobody told me the rule. Maybe that's the new rule. Could be, or it's without variable. It's looking for an object. Learning lots. Except for the right things. Except for the things I need to be able to make it work. Printer is not ready. Oh, neither am I. That's some good coffee. Okay. It still doesn't get the thing. And no value. I don't understand. I'm going to do something which, you know, just to be stupid and you know, I'm just going to be dumb. I'm going to delete that. Now everything's good. It's all just fine. It's exactly like all the things down here. Look, where I gotta go and get the idler home position. Idler stepper move precision idler home position, which of course doesn't have the word variable in front of it. Really? This is what we're doing? This is how it works? I'm sorry. Okay, so again, using variables and everything like this is completely fresh and new to me. But when you define the variable, you put a variable underscore in front of it. And when you refer to the variable, you don't put variable underscore in front of it. Okay, like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying, oh, well, that's not something that's like, oh, and I should have noticed it, that it wasn't here, but wow, that's something. Okay, I'm good now. Okay. Okay, all the plastic pieces are where we expect them to be, have ground their way to a halt. Okay, move this much. And I heard it move. It went zing. Things went zing. Zing. Well, that's not going to work. How do you expect me to work with that? Anybody know the magic G command to pause? G. 25. No, is it? Oh no, I mean like milliseconds. Pause this many milliseconds. Okay. I could do delayed G code. I want to. Oh, I'm looking for weight. G4. That's exactly what I'm looking for. G4P whatever. Yeah. Yeah. It's already in the code somewhere, I'm sure. Okay, so now in here, right? So now I should be able to home it. So I'm thinking at this point I've actually learned enough to be dangerous. So let's see if we can do that in a moment. And I'm gonna grab this. And there we go, it loaded it after 5 seconds. Awesome. Now I'm gonna go to 0. And just hope that it didn't overload it. It didn't, it loaded it the perfect amount. And 3, 4, 5, come on. What? Okay. Did I miss it? Yeah. Move this much, 30. I'll have to take that out of there. I don't understand. So let's try one. Wow, I'm going to have to change the current on that motor. That's just insane. That's what the default was. And literally, I burn my hand if I touch it now. Let's just go to 0.6. It just means I can't crank that thing tight or everything will melt. But you know, you're pumping an amp through it. Okay, so. Yeah, I think yesterday's stream was too long. Hey, Meganico. I saw walls going up in your bathroom in a video the other day. Getting there, I see. So MMU load length, MMU unload length, 300. So if I go and take that, see, this is not paused. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to select tool 1, and then I'm going to unload. So I do have to add a check to make sure it's not in the actual extruder at that point too. But that's hindsight. I mean, that's foresight. It will be hindsight when I forget to do it. And that is also foresight. This is not going to go well. Though I have to admit, it's a good learning experience so far. Okay, so we've got homing working, we've got tool selection working, we've got unloading and loading of filament working. Let's load up some filament and into one and let's load some filament into one. Like, where are you going? Like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm going. Where'd it go? Why? Okay, so maybe what I should do is have it stop when it hits the pinda, right? And then I can just pull it back to the right distance. Like magic. Or like, you know, it's supposed to. Okay, so the, sorry, words going up screen were very fast. Load filament and extruder, retry load, unselect, select. Where's load filament to pinda? Ramming. Load filament to pinda. Load filament from pinda to extruder. Load filament to extruder. Unload filament from pinda. So that's what we're going to call as soon as we get this thing to hit the yeah. Stop. Oh, I forgot a space. On. Yeah, we're going to stop on the end stop. And then I'm going to unload filament from Pinda. Does that make sense? It's going to say no. Unable to parse. No, it doesn't make sense to me. And me's all that matters. That's all it says. No. Okay, so. Okay, so let's load into 1. Switch to 1. Go forever. No trigger on stepper after full movement. Okay, so we're gonna have to change the full movement. Okay, that's fine. I got my benchy cap on. 60. See what I did there? Make noises now. Oh, I haven't discovered that the filament wheel thingies, they're junk. Nothing stays on them. The cardboard ones grip too hard, and anytime, like if the filament's on the left side, it just turns the whole thing. And the plastic ones just fall off. Filament has a lot more, you know, stiffness to it than they seem to think. I'm guessing the ones that come with Prusa, the Prusas are probably better. Okay, so load filament value 1. Go. It failed. The problem is it didn't make it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, it's still unloading at breakneck speeds. Okay, we'll try that one instead. It seems a little jumpy. Let's give it a shot. Maybe I'll do this too on this one. We'll cut it. Okay, so we're gonna go load filament 0. And it didn't make it. Oh, it did. It did. It loaded. Unloading. Yes. 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 Load filament into 1. It moved to 1. I moved to it. Push filament in. Filament load. No, filament jammed. So I could do a is Pinda good, all that stupid checks, but I think that's dumb. And then I could throw it into a pause state so that nobody could use it anymore. Let's try that again. On 1. It's not going to have to move. We just have to wait. 3, 2, 1, 0. And it just doesn't move. Okay, so I am going to have to disassemble this thing. Disassembly required. Whoops. Oh, this thing is it? Yeah. So yeah, these regular 3D printer, they're pretty straightforward. You could get a like an Ender 3, and you'd be fine. This, on the other hand, is a multi-material unit, which makes it so it switches between everything. It doesn't have software. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't know how to work. I have to make, you know, so it's not just a 3D printer right here. This is the nightmare unit. I hope you know what I mean. Okay, so what do I need to do here? I need to open it up and see what's stopping filament from going in that hole. And I think that's what's going on. Oh, I'm not going to suggest to anybody to go out and build a Voron. You know, I am, but I know that they build, you know. Ow, 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 ow. That's hot. That's really hot. Okay, so basically the problem is this. Yeah, that's what the problem is. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I don't like the problem is not good. The problem needs to be fixed. So I'm going to take a drill bit. See. That's bad. Like, really, it's like there's it's a low tolerance device with big huge plastic gaps in the plastic, you know. So like, how am I supposed to, you know what I mean? How am I supposed to Okay, that seemed to do something. But all we're really trying to do at this point is get this thing so it puts filament in the right place for it to work. I guess I probably didn't need to home, but I'm gonna home anyway. It deserves a nice home. Okay. What goes on? You're telling me you moved. Is it telling me it moved again? It is. It's like, yeah, I moved. No, you didn't. Yeah, it's not moving. It just doesn't move. No, not moving. Not me. I'm not going anywhere. Let's move to 1 and try it. No, it's like, oh, what's going on with this thing? Nothing. Not moving at all. Oh, isn't this just so much of a puzzle? Figure that's the best bet. Just shut her down. Call it quits. No, I'm kidding. I'm not calling it. I got at least another little bit of this. I find it weird though, like, I don't understand how that I can set this printer to go and it can literally go and print for, 20 hours, 30 hours, no print a big huge thing, not missing a single move, but yet when I ask it to move a motor, it just doesn't. How you doing this? How is this a thing? Like, how does that happen? Okay, we're back where we were. I'm going to or it was MMU. Load filament to 1. And it crashed into the... God, how is this a thing? Okay, let's change this to 120. Okay, so I'm gonna go move back to 0. No, we're not. We're not moving back to 0. Could not select tool. MMU is not homed. Yeah, it is. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Okay, so again, can you load it? Loaded it. Okay, finally. So basically, giving it that extra amount of distance is giving it enough time to force it past that bump. Because I was figuring, like, why can I push it past that bump? And pull it back to the perfect length. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So both of these are loaded exactly where they need to be to function. How long did this take? It was only like all night last night and today. That doesn't mean 3, 4, and 5 work. I mean, actually it's 2, 3, and 4 because this is 0 and 1. But there we go. Now, what's the next step? Well, it's to heat up the hot end. Home the printer. And then we'll try to get we will try to get it to push filament at the right distance. I don't know what this is. Okay, so what we want to do is see what it's doing here with load. We got load filament to Pinda. Which basically loads it to the Pinda and then 10 more. Is filament in Pinda? I don't know. Is filament in Pinda? And then the retry filament in extruder and load filament in extruder. So basically it is going to I don't know. Let's check what we're going to do. We're going to go T0. Actually, we're going to go T1. Yeah, T1 is where we're going. So it's going to call LT on T1 after it checks to see if there's anything loaded. There's nothing loaded. Okay. Okay, Mega Nico, have a good night. Let's do this then. Load filament to extruder. Right, load filament to extruder and load filament in extruder. Oh. Oh. Okay, so this is going to be once load filament from Pinda to extruder. Okay, so this is what we're doing. This is the big one. It's gonna move length 1 at 120, cells of 80. It's gonna move at length 2 at 60 at 120. I don't get it. I don't understand how that's going to. Loading done from Pinda to extruder. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those lengths we got yesterday, and I'm actually going to add 10 to them. Or 68, for 88, and 528. And it's just because I wanted to reheat the tool end up. I'm lying. I didn't want to just do, yeah, never mind. Okay. Should I just load filament to Pinda first myself? No, we're just gonna go T0. Load filament to Pinda. Filament is at Pinda. It's pulling a bunch of roll filament off the roll. Let's load filament from MMU to extruder. Filament, not an extruder. Hey look, it didn't go pause and then go back and go forth, and basically it didn't do stupid things when it paused. And the heat's still on, everything's all good. It's a happy machine. I'm a happy machine builder. Happy, happy, happy. Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, well, I understand. Okay. It didn't want to move. Okay. Let's pretend it loaded this filament. Of course, it's gonna. It's basically it's self-destructive, and I'll prove it right now because this is the problem that I'm trying to solve. It's paused. Well, let's unlock it. But now it what? So can I unload filament from extruder? Cannot unload filament from extruder. Tool not selected. Well, what do you mean? What did you do when I paused it that unselected the tool? It's like, oh, you cannot unload from... Yeah, well, guess what? Guess what? That's not true. You're lying. So this is what we need to fix because this is just way too unusable. Unload filament in extruder. It's paused. Min temperature. Tool selected. So how did tool selected go from whatever tool was selected to no tool being selected? Really? Really? Okay, so I know how we got how our tool got unselected. Load filament in extruder calls unselect tool. What does unselect tool do? My guess is it clears the selected tool variable. Select tool, unselect tool. Could not unselect, tool is not homed. Well, all you're doing is setting up, what? Really? Really? Oh my. So, I can't unselect anything, it's paused. I can't unselect a tool that I may not actually have I may have failed to load. But actually, that's not my problem. My problem is even, it's larger, bigger, it's, Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna home. we're going to do an MMU unload filament, and it should pull all of this out. Okay, we're going to have to increase the speed on that. Really? You know, why? There's no reason for this. MMU unload filament just turns a motor. Why won't you turn the motor anymore? Oh, I'm done turning motors. I don't turn motors anymore. I'm past that. It just doesn't do it anymore. It just doesn't work. Being stupid. And ignoring this. Just ignoring it. It's like completely ignoring it. Is it home doing it because it thinks it's not homed anymore? Is that what's going on? And it's just keeping that information to itself because it doesn't think anybody else would need to know that? Or the person who wrote the macro didn't actually add that in there to give feedback to themselves? Me. Decided to work with filament 0 because right now it's stuck in there and I can't get it out. But that doesn't matter because when I home it, it doesn't move. Okay. Really? I've somehow written the macro you can only use once. I don't know anymore. Gosh, not even gonna bother. Pretty sure I'm gonna be restarting any moment now. It didn't give me any message to say, oh no, I can't do that. It's homed. It's not homed. It's just like, nope, I no move motor no more. If you restart, I'll move the motor though. Because, yeah, that makes sense. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't. I really, really don't understand why it can't run the macro more than once. I'm discovering some things about Klipper that and main yeah, I just did like what? How is it I'm able to ask a motor to do something? It'll do it, and then if I ask it to do it again, it's like nope, I'm never moving again, never, ever. Okay, I did it. Does nothing. Does absolutely nothing again. Somehow it just went and did it. Won't do it anymore. But how did it do it? If printer macro MMU is paused, oh yeah, it doesn't do a home check. Because of course we don't want it to be homed, or don't need it to be homed. We just need it to be able to put down the bearing and roll the filament out. Okay, that's fine. But I still don't understand why I can only run it once. There's no logic behind that at all. And I'm going to change this to, let's see, 550. So what went wrong in the last load? Well, it almost seemed to me as though the filament was too squished by the MMU to get through the hole in the extruder. Is almost what it seemed like to me. So I'm going to try loading this filament in instead. Beautiful. I've never felt bearings that are rougher. So now I'm just going to go load one. And loaded. So normally there would be, there'd be filament on here. And actually, hanging even a foot of filament off there would probably help my situation right now. But it shouldn't be letting go of the filament all the time anyway. So, load filament to Pinda. Oh no, we want to select tool 0. There we go, we're on tool 0. Load filament to Pinda. Pinda triggered. Load filament from Pinda to extruder. It should come out here. What? What? It's not moving. Your filament is not moving. it's moved the pinda out of the way. The filament is there, but it's not coming out here. What's all the noise then? Why is printer not homed? God. Like, ah! I am without words. Words make no difference anymore. It says homing ended already, but it's still running the homing sequence. How do you know it ended? How can you even say that? You're obviously don't know what you're talking about. I obviously don't know what it's talking about. I don't know if that makes any sense. That didn't make any sense. Oh. So basically what it did is it ground a hole in the top of the filament so that it couldn't go anywhere. I'm pretty sure it did it down at the bottom there. It wasn't up here. But that's what happened. Okay, so we homed. We homed. Load filament 0. Load filament 0. No. My God, what is it like? Why? Like, it's literally grabbing it onto it. Like these screws are finger tight. But this thing is grabbing onto this filament and just grinding it up to nothing. So now, my guess is it won't go through the hole anymore because the hole's clogged up. How is this supposed to do this like 1,000 times? Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm not going to tighten it up. I'm just going to like finger tighten it less than I was finger tightening it already. Finger tight. What are we doing? What's going on? No, now it's just not moving again. What the hell is going on? Oh. Okay. So there's something with this. I think I'm gonna have to do like set positions on this to 0, before and after everything. Because what I think is happening is it's 190. Okay, is it's why? It's inserting the tab on top of the one I copied. Okay, so if I do this, it should reset the whole end stop thing, and I think that's stopping the motor from moving. But I don't know, because this is what this is all about. It's about figuring it out and being a lot more confident in being able to go in and make changes on something that works at this level. Hi. Perfect. Okay. Where were we before I was so rudely interrupted? You know, that's the big thing here. And that's what I'm definitely learning about all this. Each one of these steps and each one of these changes is taking a long time. And it's not necessarily due to the change themselves. I'm not jamming it in there. I'm not the one that's making it not work. So it's not the change itself that's causing issues. It's the fact that the hardware itself seems like it's not as solid as it might be made out. Now, maybe if I ordered one from Prusa, it would be. But I can't see how that's any different than this. Like, this literally can't feed the thing past the Pinda sometimes. Like, how do you... Like, so okay. So we're gonna load to Pinda. And that should roll our filament forward. Loading done to Pinda. Okay, so it loaded to the Pinda. Now let's load to the extruder. And it's literally not moving at all. It's completely jammed. It will not move. It's being a piece of crap. And it thinks it's done what it's supposed to do. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. And of course, with that, I have no idea how it's possible to fix it. So I'm going to need to find my handy dandy tool here. And we're going to take this apart again. Time I'm going to have to take the springs and the screws out, because as you can see, it's chewed that to pieces, but it's completely jammed. It won't go any further, and now it's stuck inside here. This is the thing that's breaking everything now. So again, there's no way in the world that I've done filament movements through this device to the amount that, you know, that this device is going to get in its life. But yet already it's failing. It's literally failing already. I left this thing up here, so I'm not sure how I'm going to work with this. So maybe this isn't an answer to the enraged rabbit carrot feeder. Maybe there are no answers other than IDEX. Like, literally, something inside there is now stopping this from moving forward. I cannot get filament in through here. Let's select tool 2. I mean 1. And yeah, it can't go through there either. So, how in this world is this supposed to work thousands of times when it can't even work? Like, how many times have we had filament through there? 5? So why is this not working? What's going on? Is there... Did it break filament off right in the thing? Yeah, there's filament broken. There's filament right inside there. There's literally a chunk of filament right there. So how? No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, there's no filament there. Everything in here works just fine. I can push this right through, or I could a moment ago, and now I can't. So what's stopping it? What is stopping us from getting stuff through here? Come on, let's... Now it's fine? Wow. Feel how violent the push to get through that pinda is. That's insane. It's like jamming it in there. Okay. So of course, you can see from this, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Can't see this. You can see from this. Let's not do that. I'm in focus over here. So you can see from this. Nope, you can't. You can see from this that is lower. So there's basically a gap in between here, this hole, and this hole. That really could be filled. Okay. Well, now let's give it another shot. One more try. Yeah. So this it all comes out the hole. Everything is so smooth, it's ridiculous. Okay, so I guess we're back to step one, loading filament. Yay! I don't know why things failed. It seems like there was crap in there or something was in there to block everything, but things failed anyway. So here we go again. Not too tight. Just, you know, just to let it know that, hey, yeah, we know you're there. Now get through that frickin' hole. Okay. MMU load filament 0. Load away. Well, that was nice of it. Now load filament 101. Yeah, that's right. That's what we need. One of these that does 101. Loaded filament loaded. Okay. Yay, filament. Good for you. Unloaded, done from Pinda. Perfect. Okay, so we got filament loaded. Again. Okay, so we got filament loaded. Let's see here. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna select. Oh, actually, no. I'm just gonna go. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do that myself. Select tool 0. Load to Pinda. Load to Pinda done. Load from Pinda to extruder. Now that's it. Why don't you take the thing and throw it across the room? Okay, look. We got the filamental in the extruder hole. Extruder hole? Okay, so there is our filament in clockwork. So now we want load filament in extruder. Load filament to extruder? Load filament in extruder. I think that's what I want. Tool 0 enabled. It's actually extruding the crap out of it right now. Because that's what we want it to do. As soon as it finds some filament, is to extrude the crap out of it. Okay, so filament came out of the end. You know, it's not perfect. So, unload filament in extruder. Unloading filament. Filament removed. Unload filament from extruder. Cannot, tool not selected. What the hell? How? What? Are you kidding me? Is this some kind of joke? Sorry. That doesn't work for me. Cannot unload. Tool not selected. Can we like unload filament to Pinda? So basically at some point here, even though everything went beautiful, it found a little spike sticking out of the ground and impaled itself on it. It's like, here we go. We're done. Why? I don't know why I'm not having wireless issues. Like, it just doesn't, none of it makes sense. It all last night, hour after hour of it, over and over. That Red Bull is starting to look mighty inviting. Okay, well. Okay, this is not going exactly the way I was thinking. Yeah, the wireless seems to be working fine. When we were talking about it, when we were talking about it earlier, it was constant. It was literally constant. I had to have two browsers open, and in one browser I had this screen up, and in the other browser I had this screen up, and literally this would not save. And if I refreshed it, it would go to a screen that said, not found, Google error. But yet I can click on here and go home, and the printer would home itself. Why did you not find it? Like, is it that you can't resolve switchwire.local anymore? Is that what disappeared? The name resolution? And it's almost like that's what it is. But I don't understand how that's a thing, because I'm literally on the same wireless as it. So even if it failed, name resolution from switchwire.local to, or switchwirered.local to the IP address should happen anyway. So the whole thing has me confused. It's making me feel stupid. It really is. So here, this is where we have some retry load filament. Where's retry load filament? It's right before. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Unselect tool. I'm sorry. The tool you selected is not selected at this moment. Can you please select another tool? Oh, I'm sorry. You can't select a tool right now. The tool you've selected is unselected at the moment. Please select your tool again and try again later. Sorry. I'm just being completely stupid now. No, that's not gonna work. Really? Turns out 550 is not enough. But now, it works. So now I'm just gonna go and do a load filament. MMU load filament value 0. Load the filament like a boss. Filament loaded. We loaded the filament. Ladies and gentlemen, the filament has been loaded. We're only 4 steps away from plastic coming out of a hole. Sorry. Machine. So what I need to look at here is this little chunk of code that has these This is basically saying move it 10, then move it 22, and then move it 10. Just slower and slower and slower. Right? So being as it pushed filament out to the tool, we don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of that and get rid of that. Get rid of that. And it's gonna be 10, it's gonna be shorter. So the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go oh. Okay, wait a minute. Why am I? Oh. Oh no, see, we don't want any of this. Oh no, we do. Okay, this is fine. This is all good. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce what a retry is, so that it's not pushing filament for 42 millimeters, just to start. Okay. Home only, baby. Yay, home only. Load filament to Pinda. Cannot load filament to Pinda. Tool not selected. What do you mean? What do you mean tool not selected? Okay, so after a home, I'm going to have to set the selected tool to 0. Right? Because that's where it is. Loading to Pinda. I don't think that was a good sound. It made a crunching sound. Okay, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It looked, manual loaded, Pinda good. Okay, so we're at Pinda. Load filament from Pinda to extruder. Throw, you know, you're not seeing it, but basically what's happening then is the filament, which is on a plastic roll on those plastic ball bearings with the metal things. Basically, every time it goes to pull it off, it just falls over on its side and goes to drag it off the table. I'm like, my God, this is not going to work. I'm not actually saying that, but whatever, it's not going to work. Load filament in extruder. You ready? Extruder? For the loading of the filamental? I don't like that. But load complete. Nothing's working. Well, of course nothing's working. You're holding on to the damn filament. How am I supposed to do anything if you didn't let go of the filament? Okay. Do you see what's going on now? It just all fell together now. Okay, so what did I do? I commented out unload filament. So this unit does not differentiate between releasing the filament and filament being loaded in the unit at all. Okay. So if I now go, where is it? I'm looking for select tool and unselect. We're right about here. Unselect tool. This sets the tool to -1, but it also changes the idler position to release the filament. Well, what, are you kidding me? So basically, you are holding on to the filament up at the top while I'm trying. No, it's not. It's not. It should be released here. Okay, so now that brings up the question. When this UT it tries to call unload filament in extruder. Unload filament in extruder goes, well, hey, you're... What? Okay, I am confused. I am absolutely confused right now. let that out. Okay, I put that code back. But the thought is that what you're telling me here is you have no idea what tool is selected when a tool is selected. You're just like, okay, go select this tool, unload whatever's going on, which, okay, yeah, I can see that you can do that. But you're combining the state of having filament loaded in the end with not having anything loaded at all. So you've got this mixed state that you're calling tool selected, is what I'm getting here. What is it called? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so now we're gonna do it again. Load value equals 0. God. When it works, it works so beautiful. It's like, yeah, everything's all loaded down to the Pinda and back. Oh, you know. Okay, load filament to Pinda. Loading done. So the Pinda has sensed the filament. Load filament from Pinda to extruder. Okay, so I'm going to close the extruder. Loading done from Pinda to extruder. Okay, loading is done from Pinda to extruder. Load filament in extruder. Well, like, come on, seriously. What do you want? What do you want to happen here? Like, nothing will move. Nothing will move. Somehow, they've... Oh my God, what are you doing? Seriously. Select tool -1. Why are you selecting tool -1? What did I ever do to you? Okay, so we're going back. Select tool 0. I never selected tool 1. It did that all by itself. And now it's just not working at all. So you see what's happened here. You can see the machine has basically taken the whole carriage and shoved it over so that nothing can move. And that was after it loaded everything down to the print. Everything was loaded. And it's like, oh, here, let me just move this over. It's like, how is that expected to work? And how did it even happen? How did the carriage move? Load filament in extruder, loading filament, retry loading, loading filament, select tool -1. Tool -1 enabled. Retry loading. What the hell is select tool -1? Why are we selecting tool -1? I know why we're selecting tool -1. Because it's broken. What's going on here is broken. The select tool is getting called on -1. And something's happening, and it's trying to parse a value and move things to -1. That's why the idler goes in the middle of the print. Instead of just going to the home position. Look at this, set, yeah, -1. So can we like not have this do anything on -1? Can -1 be considered bad? Retry load filament and extruder. So we're going in here and then trying retry over and over and over again. For some reason, we're already in the, okay, it's going 30. Okay, this is okay, but I don't know why this is here. Well, I do, because it's going to pull on it. So, where is the logic that goes here? We get in here, we try to move the filament, it moves. We unselect the tool. So basically we move ahead 20, and then we try to move the extruder. We unselect the tool, and we try to move ahead a little bit more. And maybe this should probably be 20. No, everything's pretty tight in there. That's like literally a centimeter. That's fine. So then we move that at 614, because that's the number, and then we're here, and then we keep calling reload. Reload checks the filament detector. If the filament detector doesn't detect stuff, we check to see if we're paused. We check the minimum extruder temperature, and we try to extrude. I mean, we try to load again. But somewhere here, we've decided, hey, let's select the tool in color selected. So where did color selected change, and why did that thing move across? So select tool, color selected should have been set to 0. I am just baffled. But, you know, I'm just going to blindly try it again. Because obviously, I did something wrong. I actually think I might have, I don't know. Okay, so. Okay, so let's load filament 0 again. I'm not even going to bother loading filament in 1, because what's the point? Oh, really? That's probably not good. I guess every time I pop that up, it goes past it. And then when I flip it back down, it turns a little... Okay, here we are, once again. Here we are in the same place we were before. Once again, filament in Pinda. That's not true. Unload done from Pinda. Perfect. Load filament to Pinda. Load filament from Pinda to extruder. Throw roll of filament on floor. I just can't see it. I'm picturing the print farm at Prusa has a bunch of these things on them, but no, they don't use this. Filament would be falling on the floor all the time. Load filament in extruder. And what the fuck? Sorry, I gotta say it. What the fuck? Okay, I think it's time to stop. You saw that, right? How could you not see it? I mean, I shouldn't ask the question. I mean, you obviously saw it. So, he's... What did it just do? Filament in Pinda. Loading done. Load filament from Pinda to extruder. Loading done. Load filament in extruder. Loading filament. Retry loading. Loading filament. Select tool -1. Tool -1 enabled. And somehow it's done some funky freaking math. And it's insane. It literally is insane. It's done some funky math and it's used the number -1 and it's the -1 element in here, which would be the element that doesn't exist, and it's moved to some random place on the thing. Why? I don't know. Because for some reason, color isn't set properly. It's set to -1. I know. I completely understand. I completely understand. I have no why it's it's moving across the thing and it's set to -1. That I can't tell you. But I can tell you that the thing that cuts the filament works. Because it just cut a chunk of filament and left it abandoned in the thing that does the thing with the deal, of course. But that also means that I don't have to load filament. So we've homed. Homing is done. Now, select tool, value equals 0. Tool 0 selected. Load filament to Pinda. This is the step that I've been missing. I gotta manually do the select. Or it allows you to load everything down to the bottom and then goes, oh, you wanted tool -1. I don't know why I'm looking at my picture instead of the camera. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I got it figured out. I got it all figured out, everybody. So we're loaded down to the Pinda. Now let's load from the Pinda to the extruder. Because, you know, I want to throw that on the floor. Okay, so we've loaded from the Pinda to the extruder. Now let's load it into the oh. Okay, there we go. Let's load it into the extruder. Load filament in extruder. Well, we're looking for this to change now. There's filament being pulled. Detected. Load complete. Extrude. Extrusion is occurring. You know, that's what I love about, one thing I love about ABS. You know, you click extrude and the stuff comes out and it'll hang there, and then you click retract. And it's like someone took a sword and just went and sliced it off at the end of the nozzle, and that piece falls and all the gooey ABS gets sucked up. Ugh. PLA doesn't do that. Okay, so whatever the case may be, let's unload filament in extruder. Because everything seems to have worked, right? I'm gonna home first, like a real home. Okay, I think we have a win here. Unload filament in extruder. Unloading filament. So what? See, what happened here is a dirty unload. That's what happened here. It unloaded just fine. But there's something. Oh, it's fine now. Filament stuck in extruder. No, it's not. Okay, homing idler, resume print. Okay, so now we're going to unload filament from extruder to Pinda. Oh, well, that was stupid. Unloading filament from Pinda, really? Unload filament from extruder. I don't know why things aren't working anymore. But things aren't working anymore. So I'm gonna have to go MMU unload filament. Really? You're not homed now? When did the homing unhome? Seriously. Homing failed. It's paused. I already unpaused it. Oh, but then you went to do something and it was unhomed. So we paused it again. Sorry. Here we go. I keep on saying it's gonna work this time and it never works. Can I unload the filament now? Okay, so what was the problem here? It didn't look like it came out of here in time. So maybe unload from extruder is not aggressive enough. Load filament in extruder, unload filament in extruder. I'm gonna have to find a routine to create a nice tip on the end of the filament. Well, then again, maybe that's a bad thing on this. Maybe I'm not. There's a cutter on it, eh? Okay, so we're ready, aren't we? Home. Home, James. Select tool. Zero. Tool selected. T0. Just doing it. It's gonna go to Pinda. Like, seriously, what is going on? Why? Tool 0 enabled. Load to Pinda. Well, it loads to Pinda. What? Unload from Pinda. Unloaded from Pinda. T0. Loading to Pinda. Why didn't you do it the first time? You're just like, nah, I'm not up for it. It's still got a ways to go. Okay, so let's unload filament and extruder. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? Again? Are you... So what happens if it's not zero? Huh? What happens if it's not zero? Okay, so that went through the full cycle. Okay, so MMU load. Let's load some filament into 1. Okay, let's not load some filament. Let's loaf some filament. Okay, it loafed filament into 1. So, T1. We should be able to switch back from T1 to T2 without any issues at all. T1, T2, T1, T2, T2. No problem, everything should just work now. Yeah, see? Filament's on the floor, just as planned. And it crashed everything. Unable to read the UART idler stepper registered DRV status. Why? Why? Because everything was working properly. That's why. Why do you think? Why? Okay, here we go. I don't know, but suddenly nothing works. So as soon as I click home, it crashes the entire printer. Why? Why? Why would you do that to me? Do we have broken hardware suddenly? So I'd like to thank everybody for coming and watching. Watch me run around in my little hamster wheel. Because as you can probably tell, something has gone horribly wrong. Like, things that worked moments ago no longer work. I don't know what could have possibly gone wrong, but I think I've had 3 hours of troubleshooting here. It's been a deep dive into the internal workings of this thing. I definitely feel more comfortable with it. I'm definitely frustrated with it. Must be a relative of the ERCF. I actually don't know what's going on right now, and why this is doing what it's doing. Usually, I have this problem when something's hooked up wrong, but there's nothing to hook up wrong right now. So I don't know. I think I might have burned something. I guess I'm going to find out. I'm going to do a deeper dive at some point. But, you know, in other news, the move's starting on Tuesday. I've got my internet set up. So maybe sometime next week there'll be a stream from the new place. We'll have to see though. But I'm looking forward to that anyway. Yeah, so that I'm gonna leave this here. I think I did much better today than yesterday. Mainly taking the route that everything I'm working with is slightly flawed. So fix it. Move forward at fixing it at each step and making it work. Of course, that's fine and dandy until everything stops working, which it just has. I'm not sure why. I was like, oh, did I pull the 24 volt out? But no, I didn't. No, I don't know why. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this here. I'll be back. I'm always coming back. So if you didn't, don't forget to like the video. If you haven't, don't forget to subscribe. Follow. I don't know. There is no follow. Whatever. Yeah, and I will see you all in the next stream. Whenever. Wherever.